Kobe's the man. I'm excited to be here, guys, today. If you couldn't tell already by the title of the stream, we got some things to talk about today. This is pure unadulterated business. I say that with extreme sarcasm, but not all sarcasm, actually. Moderate amounts of sarcasm. Welcome, everyone. My name is Trav. We've got Kobe. We've got Quantic. And together, we are Web3 Matters. I really got to stop doing that. I feel like that's super cheesy. What do you guys think?
I think it's fine, to be honest.
Yeah. It's okay. Call me out. If it's cheesy, tell me. I'll stop.
Dude, it can be both at the same time. It can be cheesy.
It can be two things.
Appropriate. You know
there we go.
And so one thing though that I've been thinking about is we really need to start bringing some more light and bringing more into our core work. The support that we have been getting from Castra. I think that right now we are kind of out of the loop with him, and he has been very instrumental in everything that we have done. And so we should probably do some more official kind of onboarding and get the support from him for the socials, the way he has been doing it, but also to highlight his work with Flare Africa and with his contributions with Web3 Matters during a lot of time that he has been, helping us. So I think that that's something that we need to figure out a way to bring the correct visibility.
I love it. So what you're saying essentially is we won't be doing this anymore. We'll be doing this.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. Glad we got that covered. Ladies and gentlemen, what's the best way to launch what we're about to talk about today, guys? Because for all of our seasoned Web3 Matters viewers, you've heard us talk about this before. But today, for anyone who's just joining us now for the very first time, maybe even for the second or third time, maybe you missed that episode. I don't know. I want you guys to just give us a high level overview of what we've been talking about behind the scenes, of what we're about to do. And maybe it's best if we start with the post that I tagged Kobe in not long ago, which really lit the fire under our butts here. So yeah, why don't one of you guys take it away, and I'll see if I can find that post. And we'll get going.
I think that we can perhaps start by sharing straight away the screen with the context of where did we got this, because essentially for the Web3 Matters community, we have been building for a long time, starting with the spaces, bringing you a lot of interesting guests that will teach you different topics on Web3, and then at some point we gather with Kobe, and Kobe completely kind of transformed our way of dealing with the future of Web3 Matters, so to speak, but in a good way, of course. And now we have Vibe Coding, and he's kind of our main dev doing stuff with Web3 Matters. When we met him, he wasn't a dev. I want to clarify that. And he essentially he brought all the fire that we were putting out with Web3 Matters and transform it into something actionable, because you need to have some sort of technical skills to build stuff, right? If you want to transition from just content to actually doing anything meaningful, you need to get your hands dirty. And, Kobe has been instrumental into this, right? And so I think this is good enough context to introduce what we want to discuss today.
Can I just give sorry, let me jump in. First of all, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. And yeah, I was just an on-chain degenerate buying tokens at sub 100 market cap when Quantic and I first met, and then of course Trav. But to kind of lead from that into what we want to talk about today, if for the folks that have watched us for a little while, even just for a few months. So if you guys remember, we have talked about launching something, and even people that we've had on the show have been like, how come, you guys make great content, you guys do great things. Obviously, Jacoby, you're like building things as well. Why don't you put a more of an official stamp on what you guys are doing? And so we've even kicked around the idea of, we were exploring different launch platforms, maybe back in November, right? We looked at Pump Fund, we looked at the ones on base, we looked at virtuals, we kind of explored all of that. And to be completely transparent for the audience, I pushed back heavily on that, and these guys know, because I was very opposed to launching a token specifically. I said, okay, I would really, really I'm a product guy. So I was like, yeah, product first, token second. However, something, a big announcement came out recently from the Pump Fund camp over there, and I can share my screen and show you guys a little bit about what they have going on. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Let's see. And then Trav, if you ever want to jump in with that tweet, feel free to just cut me off. Okay.
Hey,
and before we get started, actually, guys, because I'm seeing, the algo has changed a lot and blah, blah, blah. And we got like 10 people total. So we need to at least go to the main Web3 Matters page and retweet the main live stream, because otherwise, we're not going to get anyone here. I am doing this myself right now, but we do need you guys for the sake of today's space and considering all the algo change to bookmark and comment below. It's really important today in particular, not only because of the news, but because this is like the second or first live stream that we have, it's the first live stream that we have, given the very big, changes in the algo. And what is Kobe building pool to token or not to token?
I love it. Okay, serious question for you, Kobe. Serious question here. Why the daytime mode and not the night mode on your X browser?
Yeah, so I have it set up to match my system settings, and in my system settings during the daytime, it's in light mode, and then when the sun goes down, wherever I'm at geographically, it switches to dark mode.
Is it ever a good situation to be in light mode? Like, is that ever?
If you really want me to embarrass you, I will say, if it's kind of embarrassing myself as well. Yeah, I'll say it. So yes, yesterday I found out, I'm like, wow, this is a great use case to be in light mode. So on our Twitter profile, on the Web3 Matters Twitter profile, our logo was off-centered. Now, it was on a black background, so in dark mode, you couldn't tell it was off-centered. But as soon as you looked in light mode, it was clearly off-centered. So I went ahead and redid that and fixed it for us last night. And I will share a Google Drive link with you guys with our new centered, and it's a larger file as well, too. So
perfect.
Yeah.
So for anyone,
found a good use case.
So for anyone just jumping into our live stream right now, Kobe just dropped one and only use case for day mode, light mode. Let's get back into it. Kobe, what do we got?
Yeah, shout out light mode. I used to be like these guys, but now I'm I'm not prejudiced. Lights and darks are welcomed everywhere where I go. So anyways, so what we're looking at right now, we're looking at the Pump.Fund Build in Public Global Hackathon, and it's pretty sick, by Pump.Fund, I think. I don't know if that's a real thing or if that's their foundation or whatever, but $3 million in total funding distributed across 12 winners with $250,000 in investment per project. So I've seen a lot of projects already entering this, so pretty excited to kind of get our hands in there. And needless to say, Web3 Matters will be entering this hackathon, and we'll get to kind of the overall narrative and what we are bringing to the table, which I think there's.
Can you just repeat what you just said one more time?
Yeah, so if it's not obvious already, Web3 Matters will be entering this hackathon, the Pump.Fund hackathon. $3 million up for grabs, $250,000 for each winner. And I think that we provide, and we'll get into what are we going to bring to the table? We'll get into that in a little bit, but I think the submission that we're going to be providing the hackathon with, I like the way I said that. It's like we're blessing them. The submission that we're going to be putting forth like is probably one, get blessed, is that nobody else is doing it like us, right? So I'm sure that there's a ton of, I've seen trading platforms, I've seen on-chain social media, all types of these things, but nothing really that they haven't seen before. And so, again, I'll kind of leave that as a cliffhanger, but for anybody who's been watching our content, you can probably guess the direction that we're going. So how it's going to work. Go ahead. Yeah, please.
Yeah, before you explain in detail, about the hackathon and how it's going to work, I would like to provide additional context so that everybody understands where we are coming from, what we plan to do, and what it actually makes sense. So first of all, as you know, Web3 Matters started with the spaces, education. At some point, we did a little bit of marketing for other projects, for ourselves, of course, and blah, blah, blah. And then we transition with this vibe coding thing, essentially, right? And what we found is that we really like to build stuff. And so at some point we talk about, why not having streams on pump.fun and having a token, and the apps that we build, we use the token and, we keep it like that, so that we have some sort of a stake in the things that we are building, while at the same time capturing distribution on pump.fun. That was kind of the initial idea. Then Kobe pushed back the token stuff. He didn't like that idea. However, now with the hackathon, the thing that we realize is that we don't even have to kind of build a project in order to participate and have the token and the live stream and everything, because we are the project. Web3 Matters, as you guys know, are going to be here doing live streams, educating and building stuff every single Friday at 4 p.m. UTC, no matter what, right? It doesn't matter if we are on the hackathon or not, or if there is a token or not. So why not aligning all of those incentives with this opportunity and allow other people to actually participate and have a stake? I can assure you I'm going to have a stake. I can assure you I'm going to distribute the things that we build, and I can assure you that it's probably going to work up to a certain extent. Of course, for all of this kind of crypto stuff, you need the crypto community and builders and people coming around. So we are actually going to build a small ecosystem with Web3 Matters, and it's going to turn into a hub of builders that are vibe coding, creating content in the sectors between AI and crypto, which is the thing that we know the most.
100%, 100%. Guys, one thing just occurred to me right now, and I cannot believe it's taken 3 years to put this together. But instead of this, what do you guys think of this? We got Web3 Matters.
What? Oh, hold on.
I don't think Kobe was watching what you just showed, Trav.
Yeah.
Instead of this, we'll do this. Web3 Matters.
Hey, okay. Yeah. Okay. Throwing up for the set. Doing it for the set.
We may have either lost 50% of our viewers or doubled our viewers from that segment. Let's carry on. Let's carry on. Excellent, guys. There's a whole bunch about this that I'm really, really excited about here. First of all, is that it just seems like such a natural way to go about doing this in terms of launching a token. Like, I get it. I also shared a lot of the trepidation that Kobe had. A lot of it, like, I know you had some as well there, Quantic, about it took us a very, very long time to decide to put any sort of liquidity linked with Web3 Matters because of the implications of that. But when it comes to something like this, where A, it's a requirement to be able to participate in this hackathon, B, we're doing it in a way that provides people to have stake in the work that we are doing, and C, what we are building is not just like another NFT community. It's not just another token community where we're trying to deliver utility to pump tokens, send to moon, whatever. It's literally just, we are the product. And if we keep coming back, and if we keep leveling up our skills, which we have been to an incredible degree, take Kobe as the prime example, who started off in Web3 Matters, 0 skills in coding, now is developing apps literally on a weekly basis. take a look at Quantic, who's a literal genius, who over the last 3 years since I've known him is now running crypto empires on layer ones all across the map. And then myself, I make videos. It's all good. So like, that's the cool thing. We are here. We are going to continue to be here. We are going to continue to build. And like, it's just kind of inevitable that we are going to build something that will bring value to you guys, because that is our core statement. And that is what we're going to do. So it just feels right. Plus being able to increase our distribution by now streaming to Pump.Fun, which I think is super cool. And we're staying true to our core ethos, which is crypto and AI. Being able to do this hand in hand. It's amazing. What do you guys think?
And I want to, I mean, I think like literally, even if you ignored everything that you just said and just talked about, like being able to participate in this hackathon gives us the ability to have an additional outlet for our streams, like an additional destination for our live streams, is powerful enough in itself, because to me at least, I'm gonna like go to my grave educating, lifelong educator for sure, regardless of kind of the medium. It makes me happy to have another place where people can find the stuff that we're sharing, especially like, I'm just gonna keep it 1,010%. Like, there's a lot of people that see vibe coding content, even myself sometimes, and it's not, people don't take action, right?
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like maybe 1 out of every 100 people that I show something to on stream is gonna go and try it, maybe, right? Maybe 1% is generous, And so the more people we can get in front of, the more chance we can like create better builders. Go ahead, Quantic.
And this is the way in which I would say a token actually makes sense in terms of introducing a tangible incentive for our viewers as well, not only for us. Okay, for us, just to clarify, each one of us, in order to participate on this thing, has to have allocation on the token, and that is going to be clear, disclosed. We are actually discussing 5% each. None of us is going to sell that thing. It's just so that you see that we are actually going to put this aside, right? And what we're going to be doing, though, is keep adding from the supply of the token to perhaps have some grants for people that are actually vibe coding alongside with us in such a way that, imagine this, we are vibe coding in one of these sessions. Let's say we do a basic staking app or NFT app or whatever, right? The next live stream, you can come in and say, hey, you know what, guys, I built upon something that you guys started, and I have an NFT tool for whatever, rarity or auto minting or security, whatever. Then you could get funded by us because you're part now of the ecosystem, and you will have access to the distribution that we're going to capture with these live streams, with the guests that we bring, with the Pump.Fun streaming stuff. Whatever it is that we continue to do to improve our distribution, you're going to benefit from that, and you're going to have a stake in the ecosystem that is actually tangible.
I love that. Right? It fires me up. I'm gonna reiterate this, but in a different way here. Since day one, what has never changed is that what gets us out of bed every single day to come onto the timeline, to start building, to start, creating, whether it's newsletters, whether it's posts, whether it's videos, all of these different things, is to be able to provide value to you guys. Now that we can do that, not only with actual apps, with products, but with a token as well, that we are going to have vested for our own selves, that we are not going to sell, that we're going to use as means to support you guys even further. It feels good. Like for me, it's the same reason why decentralization is so freaking cool. It gives everyone an equal opportunity. It provides an opportunity to
democratizing the access to this like knowledge, right? So like it literally, to echo what you said and to piggyback off of what Q said, like you, Mr. Listener or Mr. Viewer or Mrs. Viewer, are going to be able to, and obviously the details need to be ironed out, but with this token, right, at least the idea that we've talked about is that it's going to support the access to a lot of these things, right? Whether it's, a discount to some of these mini courses. And, let me stop there actually. So we were just going to do these mini courses since we're doing stuff on the stream. And, if I build something, sometimes 30 minutes or 45 minutes of like a dedicated segment isn't enough time to show you how to build what was the last one? How to build a calorie or meal counting app. Well,
From
instead, right. And instead you could do, we could do a mini course, sell it for a very small nominal fee just to support what we're doing, pay for our, our streaming software, and like very nominal amount, to get access to not only step by step with like videos dedicated, here's exactly what you do, step 1, step 2, step 3. Not only that, but like tangible, I shouldn't say tangible like this, but like tangible like this, like digitally tangible assets, in order to make that easier, whether that's a repository to fork as part of step 1, or whether that's a library of prompts to use throughout each step, whether it's animation assets, framer motion stuff to make your app look better and feel better.
Right.
You're going to get that stuff alongside with it. So, moving forward to the hackathon, we have talked about how in the past, how a token maybe could support this ecosystem. And so what a better way to do that through the hackathon. And, they do encourage, if like traction doesn't happen, they do encourage some builders to kind of abandon and move on to the next thing. For us, we can like quote unquote abandon in multiple different ways, right? So if we ever have to, if we ever wanted to take that token to another chain, all these things are possible. And so as a holder of that token, we can maybe like talk about the ticker and stuff later. You'll be able to get into that ecosystem in multiple different ways. And so, yeah, essentially it's going to support the ecosystem and help builders build shit, get shit done.
Get shit done. I love it. So guys, how much detail should we get into today? Maybe let's start off by talking about what we were just talking about before our stream today, and like talk a little bit about our timeline. And then if it works, maybe we should tease a little bit, the token itself, maybe tease a little bit more about like what it is that we're hoping to start by building. What do you guys think?
Yeah, so my thought process here would be the following. Let's use this time to actually share about the timeline. I think that's critical here. And let's not give any details about the token itself in terms of names, ticker, because we're gonna get into issues with the scammers. But let's talk about the application itself, or for participating on this hackathon. And let's go over what we already have so that people can see transparently what we have achieved so far, what we have planned, what we still need to develop, and the materials that we already have, because we actually have a bunch of stuff ready, right?
I love it. Let's do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes a ton of sense. Kobe, it's all yours.
I was going to jump. I can open, let's see. I could open, should I start in Figma and maybe show some of maybe the assets that would reveal the ticker though?
Perhaps not that page specifically.
Perhaps not that page.
Okay, sounds good. Well, this is what I could show. So since, let me pull it up here. So since we decided to go in this direction and a little bit more like succinct or concrete, maybe, I decided, you know what, it's time to give our website a new look over. So this was one of the assets or deliverables that we, let me share my screen here.
And I haven't seen this yet, so I'm really excited.
Oh, okay, cool. Now, just to be transparent, it is a work in progress. I would say this is kind of that 90% build, right? So and often on streams, right, you'll see, so AI got me here, right? I spent about an hour planning, just to give more context to how important a plan is, to make this, right? And so if you can tell, we've got like a live, it's almost, this component on the right almost feels alive. It's breathing.
Really
so yeah,
learn
to ship live. Cool. Yeah, and then if I refresh, maybe it will show us the micro animation. Pop, pop, pop.
Ooh,
cool.
Yeah.
That is clean.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, back to the ecosystem, right? So this is kind of like what you get inside of our ecosystem, the mini courses, weekly live streams, and then free resources. Of course, we can do either more cards here or replace this card with something. we can have a place where we host our videos, right? So maybe it's one that maybe we're also creating our own destination to stream. Maybe you'll be able to grab it or just like embed from Pump Fun, put our full stream recordings here, and then our clips as well. And then this is where you're going to be able to see the different mini courses. And then, of course, this could open up a different page as well. These are just stock names. So Quantic is not Alex, or neither is Jordan. So anyways, but yeah, ready to start building. And so here's our call to action here at the end. So again, work in progress. I would say maybe about 80 or 90%. Maybe some font changes, get our logo up there
Yes.
as well. So what do you guys think?
That is clean, man. I love this. I love the subtle animations. I love the intro transitions, how it kind of slides in. Yeah, no, from a motion graphics perspective, it is clean. I also like the layout and how it's a bit of like it's cohesive from the top to the bottom. It's like it's like it just makes sense, the flow of it. And I love how at the end you have the call to action here as well. Most importantly, though, what I love about it is that it's so easy to navigate, and like anyone who's interested in learning, in building, in vibe coding, and any of the things that we are doing, it's all right there. And it's very clear where I need to go to get started. And
okay, let me add a few things here. I think that people would be interested in the free resources that they can get. Of course, the live stream, yeah, that's good for us, right? We have our landing page, and then we have the live stream so that we have our proof of work. Everybody can get there and see it in any platform they want or stay there, and that's cool, right? So, but that's more for us and for get discovered, right? Now, when it comes to the mini courses, I think we need to have something very, very short, like an introduction, so that at least people know what they are going to find if they decide to start, getting into this community of builders. So perhaps, Kobe, you can walk us through what do we already have in terms of mini courses. Sorry, not mini courses, but in terms of free materials, because I think that, for instance, just to say something, the prompt that you used to create this website, I'm very hopeful that it's going to be of value for many people that are just getting started.
Yeah, so I'm actually really, 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 really glad you said that. So to back up a little bit to last week's stream when we did do the like meal tracker app, I was able to share not only the workflow but also the prompt that I used. But I'm so glad that you said about sharing the prompt. So this is a prompts are not actually the most important thing. If not, I don't even think they're in the top 5. I would say that building the idea conversationally with an AI is the move. Now, of course, I do have a starter prompt in order to get that conversation going, and then I have a prompt that I use every single time that I copy and paste in once I've got my product description to make a PRD. Now, for this website, a landing page, a PRD is kind of overkill. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this out as a free course, how to build a landing page, how to build a lander, whatever you want to call it, right? And so I'll walk through every step of the way. Hey, this is what I told the AI when I first started. And here's the plan file. I'll give away the plan file completely, right? Like there's no secret sauce in there at all. And then all I did was I asked Claude, hey, here's this plan file that another agent wrote. Write me a detailed prompt for the build agent to build this landing page and stay within the guardrails of the plan. And for the first time, for something smaller like this, I actually deployed sub agents. But that could be a whole mini course in itself,
exactly
how to use sub agents. So
yeah, I don't know how to do it actually. So I'm gonna look. This is why I'm so.
You just ask. You just tell Claude.
And okay, don't ruin it for me, please. Let me introduce some suspense, some hype, right? But this is real. Like I'm actually going to be purchasing some of our own mini courses so that I can quickly learn some of the things that we're actually trying to, share with the rest of the people. Because I've been building for a long time, but when it comes to vibe coding in this particular day and age, it's advancing so fast that I really need to have a guy that is looking into this stuff every single week and can package that for me in 15, 20 minutes. I'm willing to pay for that. And I'm going to pay my own with my own token if I have to my own team, to my own people, right? Happily to do so. And I think that a lot of people are actually going to click into this if we're actually consuming what we are creating.
100%. And that was a key point that I just want to really emphasize right there. Is that things are changing so fast. You look back 6 months and just to take a look at how far vibe coding has come, it's unbelievable. So it is truly important to have that hub, that central hub that has, live updates, the most up-to-date techniques, prompts, strategies to actually build these things, the most up-to-date resources. That in itself is huge. I feel like since we've started doing these live streams, we've kind of switched from different platforms, like from ChatGPT, first of all, which you still use a lot of the times, to then Gemini. And it's like to know which is kind of the cutting edge, which is going to save you the most time, which is going to save you the most mental energy is huge. And for that alone as well, I've officially started my vibe coding journey. I've got a ton to learn, but having something like this for me is super helpful because I get crazy overwhelmed with all of these different possibilities, let alone the whole ideation phase, which is another incredible point, by the way, which I'll get to in a quick sec here. Having all of that kind of streamlined and then filtered and then presented in a way that's easy for me to digest is going to be huge. And then back to the ideation phase, I'm not a creative person at all. I need inspiration. I need ideas to be able to kind of click in my brain to give me that motivation to be like, okay, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna build this, and this is what I'm hoping to get out of it. Having that's all gonna be stuff that I'll be able to access and leverage from this landing page here as well, which is
absolutely
huge. That's gonna keep me from, that's gonna allow me to start, which is the hardest part for me.
Okay, so just to summarize, so that we can move into the next phase is, the big announcement is that Web3 Matters is going to be participating on the Pump.Fun hackathon. I think there's 3 million up for grabs. The product and the project is actually Web3 Matters in itself, and that's amazing. And of course, with that comes launching a token. We're going to talk about that probably by the end of the stream. It's not the main area for focus, but for those that are interested, yes, we have a token launch that is going to take place next Friday. We will reveal the details later. Right now, I want us to focus on what else do we need, because, okay, we have the website, we can populate that with the resources that we already have and a few other descriptions. And okay, that's a good starting point. But then what else do we need in order to participate here?
Perfect. Actually, before we get into what else we need, what for anyone who's watching right now who might be interested in also applying for the Pump.Fun hackathon, what are the requirements in total? And then maybe we can talk about what we've ticked off and then what we need. Would that make sense, Quantic, or is that,
That's precisely what I want to do. Yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. So does anybody have the list of requirements in front of them that we can kind of go through and let people know what is actually required to participate in this?
If we go to the hackathon website, which I think it would be nice to project on a screen share, we can go over that easily, and we actually can start checking the form in case anyone wants to participate.
Perfect. Kobe, do you still have that up in front of you, or shall I try and find that here?
Yeah, no, I got it. Let me throw it up here.
Also, I just want to give a shout out to the Pump.Fun team. Their pinned post that introduces the $3 million build in public hackathon is a South Park video, and I am such a huge fan of that. I believe they're. Oh wait, no, that's not Canadian, but I know they have Canadian characters.
Yeah, with no neck or something like that. They just
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how you know they're Canadian in South Park. Yeah, so is my screen's up, right? Okay, cool.
Yes.
So yeah, Build a Public Global Hackathon. Again, we talked about 3 mil up for builders. Many strong ideas never get a chance to exist. Pump.fun offers an alternative path where builders can test, fund, and grow projects openly without waiting for approval from traditional gatekeepers. This hackathon is designed for founders at any stage of their journey. Teams may have an idea, loose direction, a working product, or nothing more than a strong intuition. Participants are encouraged to launch their coin and let real market participation determine whether the project is worth pursuing further, which I really love that. So build in public and earn support. So again, step one, create a coin. So launch a coin, let real market participation determine whether the project is worth pursuing further. Projects do not need to be crypto native. Again, a lot of the builds and stuff that we show, when we launch a product or launch an app, and then we go back and make a mini course out of, how to build a certain type of app, they are most likely not all going to be, or they're not all going to be Web3 or crypto native. And most of them won't be, actually. And so the product, again, is, and I told these guys earlier, the product is not the products, if that makes sense. The products are us, and the product is educating you how to build those products. A lot of products in that sentence. But anyways, so yeah, focus on founders who can move quickly, build transparently, check, double check, and iterate based on their feedback, triple check. So pretty cool there. The next step is going to be share updates, build in public. We are already doing that, and a lot of the existing entries are as well. So there's a strong preference for teams that build in public. Participants should be open with their audience about who they are. So, I would assume that if you're Anon, you're not going to have a chance here. What they're building, how it's progressing. Yeah, not going to make it. Anon, not going to make it. Teams are expected to share daily updates through social media, open group chats, or directly via pump.fun streams. So again, not only will we be doing our streams on Friday, pretty much any time that I am working on this, especially if I'm like in a physical location where it allows me to do that, I will be live streaming through the pump.fun page and also recording my progress when I'm doing the building, not only turning those into updates for you guys, for whether it's token holders, just ecosystem participants, or just observers that people just are curious what we have going on. So yeah, we'll be sharing it on like the timeline and stuff like that as well, throughout each of the days leading up to this, right? So I think we're maybe about 25 days left of the hackathon. So yeah, so expect like 25 days, 12 days of Christmas. We've got 25 days of hackathon related content coming to a theater near you. Let the market decide. Again, the market acts as a judge. If a project gains attention, trust, and momentum, it signals that the idea resonates. If it does not, founders are encouraged to abandon it early and move on. Now, I don't want to
make a quick interruption here, because I think that here we kind of think differently from this vibe of the hackathon, correct?
Yeah.
Because I like that sound. Please keep with the main in the image, the screen recording that you have, the phrase of pump.fun, because I'm gonna destroy that. What's happening with Kobe? He's frozen. Oh, and I cannot hear you, Trav. Is everything okay? Is this the end? No, Trav, I cannot hear you, and Kobe is frozen, and there is like a very weird sound. I don't know if this is on purpose or not, but this is very funny.
Okay, are we back now?
Oh Hello? Yeah, we are back, and Kobe is back. I don't know, we just have had one of those moments.
That was hilarious. I will be clipping that moment and sharing it with the world, because that was phenomenal.
Did you guys drop too?
No.
Quantic, you were here crystal clear for me the entire time. Kobe, you were frozen and then gone. And then I was able to see myself, but Quantic could not see. Or were you able to see me, Quantic? Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Cool, we're back, baby.
All is good. All is good. So where we were just before things went to SHIT is Quantic was just about to dive in. Can you pull up your screen share again and just put on the pump.fun website and then Quantic. I'm excited because you were telling about how you're about to just destroy something. So
I am
let's
going
get
to
into it.
destroy one of the theses of the hackathon in which we are going to apply, meaning that we are probably not gonna win. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding about the first part. Where is it?
Bruh.
Let the market decide. Okay, let's read this out loud. The market acts as the judge. If a project gains attention, trust, and momentum, it signals that the idea resonates. This is completely false because I could easily pay some KOLs and everybody's going to shield my idea. And it doesn't even matter if the idea is like bullshit or a scam or whatever. Attention works in many different ways. And in particular, in a platform like Pump.fund, we have seen that most of the attention goes to very creepy stuff, scammy, sketchy stuff. Enough coming up here and actually building on top and creating something serious and educational and that has like tangible value for you and for everybody else. It's completely the opposite of what we are seeing here, and we're going to do it regardless, right? And then it says, if it does not, founders are encouraged to abandon it early and move on. Okay, let me say this categorically. These three founders that you see here are not going to pivot from Web3 Matters. These people have been building Web3 Matters for 3 years. We have seen the success. We have seen how we can attract people, how we can build, how we can acquire new skills. And now we're going to teach you all of those stuff, mostly for free, every single Friday on this other platform within this hackathon or whatever. But we're just going to continue pushing through this. So that's something that I wanted to clarify and guarantee to the rest of the audience here.
I love it. Extremely, extremely well said. I love that you just took that, just voided and nulled that entire paragraph right there. Yeah, a lot of the, yeah, exactly. There will be no buying of KOLs, so it's not important to us regardless of, you know, how much our token pumps. We are committed because we are not going to abandon the work that we are doing, because we've proven time and time again that we are here for the long run and that we're going to build regardless. Basically, none of that's going to change. We're just adding a mechanism into the process which allows you guys to have stake in the work that we are doing, essentially, and access to tons of the resources and stuff that we are handing out and are going to continue to build regardless as well. So, yeah.
And I want to double stress that attention and the value of the token is not really what defines if a product is good or not, unless the product in itself is the token, which I think is the number one mistake that Pump.fund has done with their current direction. I think they are going to pivot, and right now this hackathon proves that they need builders, right? And or content creators or both, right? And they need those guys to stick around and create value for the platform. And then Pump.fund actually, rises. And for that to happen, it cannot be based on Pump and the fund, which is like the dump really from many of these creators, right? That's not sustainable. Everybody knows that, and they should acknowledge that and start supporting real builders, real content creators, and real educators that are going to stay regardless.
That is such an important point there, Victor. Let's dive into that a little bit here. Like, what do you guys think? Like, is this genuinely an effort to get builders onto Pump.fun, or is this just like a short-term initiative to try and, you know, get a lot of tokens to pump and get a lot of liquidity onto Pump.fun so they continue to just pump useless tokens?
I think, am I on mute? Can you hear me?
You're good. Yep.
All right. I think it's a combination, like genuinely, I think if you ask them, they would say the former. If you ask me, I would say it's a combination between the former and the latter, to be honest. I would assume that it's not a secret that Pump Fund volume is down. But it's not that it's Pump Fund's fault or Solana's fault by any means. It's twofold. Obviously, just like we're in kind of a risk off season of markets in general. And that's proven by the recent pumps of assets like gold and silver, right? Not of Fartcoin. Okay, so like just to be completely honest.
Exactly.
And so volume's down. And then the second reason is people are rinsed. People have gotten rinsed, right? So I guess the first reason is we're in risk off season. Reason number two, a lot of people have gotten rinsed from being in the trenches. Quantic, you probably know a few people like this that have been kind of full-time Web3 for a while, maybe since like 2018, 19, or 20. And now some of them that I know are like, damn, dude, I have to go get a job, right? So I do think there is some missing liquidity, but also I do think that they've gotten a lot of flack. So this is the other side of the coin. I think that they've gotten a lot of flack for being kind of purely extractive. And you can go on chain and you can see how much Solana that they've sold over time. We're talking billions, in the billions with a B. So they're doing pretty well. It's all love. 3 million is kind of just a drop in the bucket if we're talking billions, multiple billions with a B. But hey, it is what it is. They do probably know that, okay, this is our time to kind of give back after all the extraction. And it's not malicious extraction. They built a great platform that got used by a lot of people, and they happen to, built a mechanism where they get some of the fees generated, right? So shout out to them. We live in a free market, entrepreneur market, right? So like kudos to them for building a great product. But the people need some of that back. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're here to take some of that back and to put the things in your hand to build and make like solid products, so you don't have to feel like you need to go build some extractionary stuff in order to make it in this space.
Love it. And that's actually a really good point. Just something that popped into mind is like, I'm curious because I truly believe that it was the Solana meme coin kind of era that helped propel Solana to the most recent all-time highs. So I am super curious to know how many people did they get profits to kind of from in a secondary mechanism, like just from being kind of the catalyst to get all that volume onto Solana to participate in the meme coins. Like, while yes, people who messed around on pump.fun may have gotten absolutely wrecked, I mean, so many people were able to take advantage and take some profits from Solana reaching like massive, massive highs here. So yeah, no, cool. Respect. I appreciate that perspective here. And I'm also very curious to kind of see what this means for pump.fun moving forward here. Like, are they going to now pivot to like actually support long-term tokens for committed and respectful founders who are actually wanting to actually build for the right reasons, for the right people, and all of that as well. I'm curious, and I hope this is the beginning of that. I truly do.
I mean, look, this is a good thesis to actually test in real life, because essentially what this would tell you is, okay, if these guys are going into really the meme coin stuff, short-term attention graph, and then dump the stuff, and that's the platform, and that's how the platform is going to work, I would say it is very likely that it's going to disappear and it's not going to last. I don't think they want that. So they would be long-term aligned with seeing good creators and good projects thrive in their platform. And that means that long-term for us, they are going to eventually align with whatever it is that we are doing, right?
I love that. And I'm curious to know what that support will look like over time here as well. Like what sort of things will they be doing? Like, will they be kind of helping to feature, give more exposure to kind of the long-term builders? Like, what, I don't know what that looks like. Maybe helping provide resources. I don't know.
But the thing is that we have our own audience. Our audience is, I would bet, not mostly like Solana DJ stuff, but rather people that are coming from different ecosystems that are trying to get into crypto, into AI, into vibe coding, into content creation, and that they know that we're not like unserious people. Let's put it that way. So now they will get to see, and Pump.fun is going to be held accountable through our work. So I think it's a win-win situation, because I do genuinely believe that they probably want to stay with their platform and grow and help Solana grow and all of that. Otherwise, they already had enough incentives to just quit with the enormous amount of fees that they are already collected and just call it a day, and they haven't. So
Solid point. Solid point. No, exactly. They could have already hit. They kind of already rugged everything, ran away with their billions in profits
Right.
here, but they didn't. They're here. They
I mean,
want more.
the mechanism is there to fund your idea in the simplest way. The mechanism's already there to fund your idea. I think it's just gotten this like the majority of users are short term pump and dumpers, right? Whether
Yeah,
they're traders or deployers. That's kind of just the culture that's developed, and maybe Pump.Fund. I mean, maybe they intended that, maybe they didn't, right? Maybe they intended a little bit of both, right? Like, a place for shitters to launch, and also a place to fund like real legit ideas, right? Like both can
yeah.
be true at once. And so I'm very curious too. I echo a lot of this, kind of the same things you guys are saying. So
Right.
um,
One
we
cool
got we got
thing
a
to.
dev here though. Dev streaming right here.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Okay,
I don't.
I'm into
Yeah.
it. What's their token at right now? What's the market cap?
Like 165K. Not bad.
Hey, not
Okay.
bad at
Not
all, and it's looking pretty
no.
healthy too. Look at that. That is
Yeah.
some nice looking price action, actually.
Yeah.
All
Good
right,
side,
shout out.
guys, but let's not let's make it clear that we are not promoting anything here.
No,
We are like
Correct.
just like taking
Correct.
a look at it. This could be a rug as well. We don't
it
Very
know,
well.
so
very
it's
well
good
could
though.
be 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Although I will say on that note as well, is that this kind of helps support, not, again, no financial advice. We're not actually shilling any tokens here, but just seeing this price action gives me hope that, it is possible to build a sustainable token for the long run that won't necessarily pump and dump. And the thought that I had earlier when you were talking there, Kobe, what's interesting is, at the very, very least, one cool thing that Pump.Fund has empowered the users with is that it's think about how easy it is to launch a token now versus like 3 years ago, 4 years
Right.
ago, having to learn how to understand smart contracts, having to actually be able to code yourself. Like, no, very, very few people were allowed to do that. And
I mean,
now
I
just
launched 2 on Metis and had to like go and get smart contracts because there was no like deployer feature,
wild.
right? Like I had to
Yeah.
do it where I got like an Open Zeppelin smart contract. And I'm pretty sure, knowing me, I probably was using AI to like make adjustments to the smart contract and run it through like 10 different times with the same like check for security gaps prompt,
Yes.
and like 13 different AIs, 50 models, all that stuff, because it was just ChatGPT or like, and like Grok and stuff. And like, of course,
Yeah.
Claude was there, but yeah, it was more just like LLM, like chat box or chat interface driven. So yeah,
Yeah.
dude,
And I
people
think
can't
there's
do
something
it,
really
but now
cool
they
to say
can.
to that for like a couple different reasons here. First things first, security is paramount. It's so important that if you are going to launch a token, it can't be corruptible. But then also, I'm a thorough believer in access for all. And now this is not gate kept by knowledge that you might have, experience that you might have. This is available to anyone. And just like vibe coding, it allows people to become builders who had never who have had these amazing ideas, but just have lacked either the resources to hire someone or lacked the understanding of how to actually do this themselves. Now anyone could do it. And I think that's super cool. Because while yes, in one hand, that allows for a lot of people to create rugs and, means to kind of steal your liquidity. And on the other hand, it's also going to empower some really cool people to do some really, really cool things. And that fires me up. So yeah. Any kind of final thoughts for you? Not final thoughts. Well, actually, we are coming up pretty close to the end of the hour here, Quantic. Any thoughts, follow-up thoughts on what we've been chatting about here about this from you?
I think we need to circle back to what is it that we still need in order to apply to this stuff, so that by
Yes.
next Friday we can actually launch the entire thing and apply it live, and everybody can participate.
Perfect. So just to emphasize again, there is an application you have to fill out and submit to Pump.Fund. That is pretty much done for us. We're just kind of hammering out the details. Kobe, why don't you take over and let us know kind of the things that we are missing here as well.
Yeah, outside of just the text in the application, like I showed you guys, for those who are just joining at the beginning of the stream, I showed our like last night I remade our website. And so that would be, at least for me, that would be number one that I need to take care of for the new Web3 Matters website, with kind of this more like concrete offer that we're bringing to the table. And then some media assets as well. So I've got a banner for our Pump Fun page. And then we're also going to want to make a few different like videos, like maybe a launch video. We're looking at like a montage video that Trav's going to put together with kind of a lot of our old clips and maybe some of the clips from today to showcase who we are as builders. And I think that's going to really set us apart too from a lot of the other submissions. And then I'm also going to do like and again, this could be trash and we could end up kind of scrapping this one. But I'm going to vibe code a programmatically created video using some using Remotion. So shout out Remotion.
Shout out
so I'm going
Remotion.
to attach that. Yeah. So I'm going to try to flip that up. And then after that, as we come to next Friday, when we launch, whether it's right before stream, so keep an eye out for that. We are like I've already planned out one of the first products that we're going to ship right away. And
I just want to touch base on this, like real quick. That
please.
product that we put that you plan that we can like ship, is that something that we will have that, let's say, same Friday? Are we there? Yeah.
I think so. I mean, it's pretty straightforward application. I think we can. This weekend, I mean, it could take me maybe an hour to finish our website with, except like like of course, like getting our streams and clips in there, that might be a separate thing. But I can get our website finished. Exactly. So I can get that done in a couple hours tops. And then my weekend, I was planning on working on the programmatic video and getting to a 90% done on the app, and then kind of polishing it over the week. Do I share what it is, or should we just should we wait?
Let's wait.
Yeah, just in case there's any roadblocks too,
Not only roadblocks, but also potential rocks, right? People,
Yeah. Yep. Good call.
And actually, this is my last question. So before we end up the stream, at least from my end, is about the token in itself. Like we go to the pump.fun site and we have to start by creating the token. Is that correct? Can I just create the token and not even tell anyone and not even purchase instantly, so I can take my time just to set up kind of the page? Is that possible?
Yeah, so you actually set up the page beforehand. So you come ready to launch with those assets. And it's literally just a logo and a banner, right? So there's only two media inputs. Description, we can put our like social clip, like our links in there to the website, to our X and things like that. And then, but yeah, technically you could. There's a cool new feature called Mayhem Mode, which I would like to actually push for that. With some algorithmic like bot trading. It's transparent. It just makes for a better looking chart. So that goes for 24 hours.
And then also it dissuades bots from manipulating the price action as well, which was the really important point. Mayhem. I don't know why they call it Mayhem Mode. That doesn't really resonate with me because it's a security feature to keep bots from like sweeping up a whole bunch of your liquidity and then dumping the chart.
That's actually my next question, which is, okay, so let's assume that you, Kobe, are gonna go to this page and start filling up all of this information. At some point, the token will be live and the dev has like the option of buying some portion of the tokens. Is that correct?
Yeah, before it goes live. So you can pre-buy before it even goes on before it even goes on chain. You can kind of like pre-buy before it becomes to the front end.
So since in this case we would be 3 co-founders or whatever you want to call it, we can, for instance, send the funds to one of us, and then that person purchased the entire thing and then splits so that we get, let's say, 5% each.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking, right? Like I'll deploy, and then you guys can just, I'll find out what the dollar amount is on 5%. Or the SOL amount, I should say, at that time, and then we can put and I can even create a separate wallet for this, share the keys and stuff with you guys, and or maybe we do like a split thing. Anyways, different conversation.
Yeah. So just to clarify, this is not something that the 3 of us can do together on the platform. Like I'm thinking,
correct. We'd have to do it separately.
separately. We cannot do it like with a multi-sig, for instance. I don't know
Correct.
how Solana works with multi-sigs, but it has
But we
to be
could
one of us.
we could use a multi-sig after that pre-buy, right? So like, let's say we do 15% on the pre-buy, then we could create a multi-sig for us and then send those tokens to that multi-sig.
Yeah, but I think it would make sense to actually have everything transparently in the way that, again, just for the sake of the conversation, let's assume you create the stuff, we send you the money, that you send the supply to us, and then the three of us would have to dox that wallet so that everybody can say, this is the 5% of COVID, this is the 5% of Quantic, and this is the 5% of Trap. Nothing has moved. Everything is transparent. Everybody knows what's going on.
And I think as well, so two follow-up things on that. I think Pump.Fun automatically doxes the founder's wallet and the creator's wallet. I saw that like there's a symbol beside the wallet, so whenever you're actually scrolling through purchases and stuff like that. And then also on the chart as well, there's a symbol that shows, okay, yeah, the creator has bought here. Sell. Yes, exactly. The dev has not sold yet, so that's like very, very visible on the chart. But I think maybe, yeah, if we wanted to do it that way, just keep it in that dev wallet, because I feel like as soon as we transfer it out from that, maybe that will show on the chart, and that could be like a I don't know, a bearish indicator for a lot of people here.
Sure.
If we were to keep it in that wallet, take that wallet address, or take like the
dev wallet,
not the Etherscan, but like the Solscan link, post it on our website here as well, just so that people know, like, keep your eye on this if you'd like. It's there, it's staying there, and yeah, that might just be the best way to kind of, just using the
transparency and everything.
Yeah, 100%.
And we'll also probably end up buying some on other wallets too, right? And like, I'm not afraid to share what those wallets are, especially if we're going to do some like, small builder grants if things work out. Like, obviously, like builder grants for like if there's no money in the liquidity pool, then a builder grant with those tokens doesn't really mean anything. So that's even an additional incentive for us not to sell. So those builder grants actually have some value. And we'll probably want to do that on a separate wallet as well. And maybe put that into a multi-sig instead.
Yeah, that would make that's what I
like a treasury.
We would have to have a treasury. But the thing that I'm thinking now, if we're gonna have 5% each, we first need to ensure that 5% is not a ton of liquidity on our end. I don't know about that. Like, I haven't used
I'll figure it out. Yep, I got you. I'll let you know what it is, because it's always the same in terms of like the Solana value, like the SOL value.
Okay, but there is a bonding curve, right? So that should change dramatically.
Well, yes, exactly. That's why you buy it at the very beginning, right? That's why we get that 10 or 15% if we're going to do 5 each, right? That way we get that initial supply at the lowest possible cost.
Got it. Understood. So I propose we do the following thing so that people can anticipate not only that we're gonna own part of the supply as founders and docs that, but actually buy when the thing goes live with everybody else. And we're gonna actually use part of that for a treasury for other builders. That way, if you're watching this right now, you are incentivized to participate that day on the sale with the rest of us. And we can actually show this live.
I love it. So yeah, whether that's going to be on Friday or whether it's going to be another day during the week, we will let you guys know. And it's going to be dependent on, how much progress we're able to make this weekend, making sure that everything is polished. And I also, what do you guys think? Should we hold ourselves accountable? Should we make sure that when we decide to launch, that we actually have like a product available on our website as well?
Like in the like mini course terms of mini courses, or of the I don't want to commit fully, because I would rather commit to getting the app live. Maybe though.
But I think if you have the app, that app uses the token in a way, right?
God, what was the app again? Oh, yes, that's the intention. Yes.
Okay. Yep. Then it's good, because what you would want to incentivize is not only everything transparent, everything live at the same time and everybody can see, but also once you deploy the application, you do it in a timely fashion with regards to the launch, so that if I have my tokens that I'm purchasing, I can actually use it, right?
Right,
Oh, yeah.
exactly. And then for me, unless you guys disagree, the immediate following focus after that's live, working, and bugs are taken care of, then I would immediately start to turn that into a course material, right? Like, how did we make insert the app type? Man, I want to tell you guys so bad, but how to make this type of app, right?
I love it.
Right.
And then that'll kind of be, at least from the way I see it, that'll kind of be the cycle, right? Build app, launch app, teach app, rinse, repeat.
I love it. I'm gonna clip that part right there as well. That was pure gold.
Yeah.
Clip it.
Lots of excellent
that could
takeaways.
be like never mind. Anyways, yeah, I gotta go.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay, guys, I think this is the perfect time to kind of put a hard stop on this, perhaps summarize, Trav, what is it that we have discussed today and what is going to happen next. And then we just go we just go off and cook on our own end, work during this entire weekend so that next week we can have an amazing thing to share with the rest of the community, the Web3 Matters community.
On that note, guys, this has been a heck of a stream. To summarize everything that we are spoken about today, we are officially launching a token from the Web3 Matters community on the Pump.Fun platform. And the reason that we're doing this is they are having a $3 million build-in public hackathon that we are officially taking part in. The reason we are doing this is because this is going to allow us to kind of add fuel to the fire and gas to the rocket ship and create a ecosystem where we can then not only allow you guys to have stake in us, who is going to be the product for our application here, but we're going to allow access, give you guys access to all different learning materials, all different kind of prompt vaults, different videos and resources, step-by-step instructions on how to build apps from scratch, all of these different things. It's going to be awesome. Why do we think this is going to work? It's because it's actually very, very simple. We've been here already for 3 years, and we have committed to delivering every single week value to you guys so that we can help you guys grow. This is going to, we're not going to stop. We're going to keep doing this. This is going to allow us to have a financial incentive so that we really can reach so many more people and give you guys motivation and a whole other reward system to actually take part in this and to actually check out the learning resources and build awesome things for yourself, make your dreams come true. And there was one other point here that I wanted to make here as well. It's gone, but I'm really excited about all of this. So moving forward, stay tuned for this week. We're going to officially launch our token this week. It'll either be on Friday or another day leading up till Friday. Make sure to follow Web3 Matters, put no notifications on, and we'll be giving you guys advanced warning on when this is going to happen. I am so excited here, guys. So excited. Web3. Oh, that's even better. That's even better. Instead of doing this, there we go. Web3 Matters. I'm ridiculous.
Let's go.
I'm ridiculous.
All right, I'll see you guys in the team chat. I'm out. I gotta go. Love you.
All right, love you, dude. Awesome. Quantic, thank you so much for joining us today. Kobe, you're a legend. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day. I'm fired up. You should be fired up too. Once again, follow Web3 Matters. We'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. Take care.
Have a really good day. Bye-bye.